Lord of the Flies. Summary of Chapter 6, Beast from Air. After Ralph and Simon carry Percival to a shelter, they and Piggy go to another shelter and fall asleep. They do not see explosions in the sky and a dead parachutist carried by wind falling onto their island. Note: at the end of Chapter 5, Ralph had asked for a sign, for help from adults. Now, while sleeping, he is unaware that the sign has come. It is not a good one. The adult parachutist is on the island, but he is dead, killed by other adults. In Chapter 1, readers saw the boys surviving a plane crash, but there had been no adult survivors. The only humans were the boys. The only other sign of humanity was the burning scar the plane's cabin had made before it had been washed out to sea. Before humans had arrived, the island had been good with peace, sun, and food. The boys had had a chance to create their own peaceful society, but jealousy and fear have prevented that from happening. Ralph had tried to show the boys they had no need to fear anything, but now death has come again to the island. First, the boys' plane had crashed and no adult had survived. Then the boy with the birthmark had died in the fire that the boys had not controlled, and now the parachutist has come. Sam and Eric, the twins whom the other boys call Sam and Eric, the two names put together as one word, have fallen asleep even though they had been on signal fire duty. They should have taken turns staying awake to put wood on the fire. Now they wake up, find a small piece of wood that is still burning, and get the fire burning again. They are happy because they do not want Ralph to be mad at them. As the twins talk about being happy that Ralph is angry with Jack and not with them, Eric sees the parachutist, but he does not know what he is seeing because the sky is so dark. It is very early and the sun has not yet come up. The wind keeps pulling at the parachute, which pulls on the parachutist, lifting his head up and down. Eric tells Sam to turn around to look at what Eric thinks is a monster. The wind blows into the parachute, and when the cloth fills with air, the parachute makes a scary sound. The twins get up and run away. Ralph wakes up when Sam and Eric come into his shelter and shake him. Ralph had been dreaming of home, but now he wakes up to Sam and Eric telling him that they have just seen the beast. After Ralph asks Piggy where the spears are, Ralph gets up to go out. The twins tell him it is too dangerous, so Ralph, Piggy, and the twins wait in the shelter for the sun to come up. Then Ralph tells the twins to go bring the other boys to the meeting place. Quietly and fearfully, the twins do as Ralph asks. When everyone is at the meeting place, Ralph holds up the conch, but he is afraid to blow it because he does not want the beast to hear it. He gives the conch to Eric so that Eric may tell everyone about what the twins have seen. Eric and Sam tell the boys that they had seen a furry beast that had wings, teeth, and claws. They also say that something had moved behind its head, and the beast had followed them by slinking behind the trees. Ralph notices blood on Eric's face. Eric has many scratches from running through the forest on his way to Ralph's shelter, but Eric does not know why his face is bleeding. He had been so scared by the beast. Johnny cries and Bill slaps him. Jack says it is time for a real hunt. Ralph thinks it is stupid to hunt a beast with only wooden spears, but Jack says that Ralph is afraid. Ralph says that he is afraid and that it is reasonable to be afraid. Ralph asks the twins if they are telling the truth about seeing a beast. Both say that they are telling the truth. Piggy takes the conch and says they should just stay in the shelter area and maybe the beast will leave them alone. Ralph does not like the fact that Piggy is always afraid, and Ralph says that the boys cannot stay in the shelter area. They need to get food and keep the signal fire going. Jack says it is time to hunt the beast. Ralph says someone must stay to protect the little uns. Ralph says Piggy should stay with the little uns because Piggy can't hunt with just one eye. Jack gets mad because he thinks Ralph just wants to protect Piggy. Jack says uncaringly, "Sucks to the little uns." Piggy asks Ralph what will happen if the beast comes when the other boys are out hunting. Piggy is scared. Jack gets mad and says Piggy is always scared. When Piggy says that he has the conch and the right to speak, not Jack, Jack says he does not need the conch. Jack says no one needs the conch. He says some people need to learn to be quiet and let others do what is necessary. Ralph decides he must use his authority and get back control. He tells Jack to sit down. Jack does not sit down, and everyone becomes very nervous. Jack says that the job of dealing with the beast belongs to him. He is the hunter, but Ralph says the job is bigger than hunting. They must keep the signal fire going so they can be rescued. When the other boys agree with Ralph, Ralph asks Jack to think. Jack has been almost everywhere on the island, but he has seen no beast. Where could the beast be? Where has Jack not gone? The meeting is now orderly. Jack says that the only place he has not gone is the end of the island where rocks are piled up, making a bridge that leads up to a rock formation that the boys call the castle. Ralph says that after they eat, he, Jack, and the other big boys, except Piggy, will go there. If they do not find the beast, they will go up to the signal fire and get it going again. The older boys, except Piggy, who stays at the shelter area to take care of the little ones, take their spears and start walking to the end of the island. Jack leads, and Ralph is the last in the line of boys. Simon walks ahead of Ralph. Simon is thinking about what Sam and Eric have said. Simon cannot believe that there is a beast with claws that sat on the mountaintop, left no tracks, and somehow, maybe by swinging through trees, had chased the twins, but had failed to catch them. The only beast Simon can think of is a human at once heroic and sick. Simon wishes he were a good speaker. He wants respect. But even as he slows down to walk with Ralph, Simon walks into a tree. He is not a leader. Ralph is a leader. When the boys reach the narrow strip of rocks leading to the castle rock, Jack, even though it had been his idea to hunt the beast, lets Ralph take the lead. In fact, all of the other boys stay back in the grass and watch Ralph go to see if the beast is on the castle rock. Ralph hears sound behind him. Jack made the sound. Jack has followed Ralph because he says he could not let Ralph go after the beast by himself. Ralph and Jack do not find the beast. They find some water running down the side of the rock, and Jack says the castle rock would make a great fort. Ralph disagrees. There is no food or shelter on the rock. Jack is excited by a big rock near the top of the castle rock. He tells Ralph that if they used a palm trunk as a lever, they could push the rock down on the path they had just come up. They could kill an enemy that way. Ralph is uncomfortable with Jack's excitement about killing. The other boys see that there is no danger. They run up to explore and play. They throw rocks into the water. Ralph stops them because he sees there is no smoke from the signal fire. He tells the others they must be crazy to want to play when there could be a rescue ship out in the water. The boys complain, but finally Ralph gets Jack to lead everyone back toward the signal fire.